Hello and welcome to the very first Jorma Duran Show. I'm your host, Jorma Duran, and can you believe it? They gave me my own show. I can't believe it. Anyways, here, let me tell you what we're up to here at WLNS TV 6 News. We are starting what is called CTV, which is basically going to be almost 24 hours a day, I think, for the most part, streaming our news. So you can watch our news on that channel. It's also an opportunity for you to watch our specials, Capital Rundown. There's also going to be some original programming, i.e. the Jorma Duran Show. And ultimately what this is going to be is a kind of a TV podcast interview type of thing. And they came to me and they're like, what do you want to do? And I said, well, you know what? I want to talk to people who are pillars of the community, famous local celebrities, people with serious positions in this area, and people who we all want to know a little bit more about, but not in a serious way, in a fun way. And my very first guest fits all of those categories because he is someone you definitely want to know. And you've probably seen him before because he's 6'10" tall. This has been Bakken.
Right. Hello, hello.
Ben, thank you so much for being my first guest. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it when you first asked me to do this.
Right.
But then as I thought about it, like if I needed to paint a house and I was painting a bunch of rooms,
right,
I would start with the least important room in case I messed it up. So now I do totally understand why you'd have me on here first. I'm honored to be here. It's a great idea of a show, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
I appreciate it. And let me give you a little story, everybody. I've been to a bunch of events, emceeing or being this or that and the other, and I kept seeing this guy. Who is this guy? And everybody kept telling me, he's the nicest guy you'll possibly ever know. And they are true. You are the nicest guy.
Right.
I've been around here in the mid-Michigan area. You're all over the place. You work for TriStar Trust.
Yep.
What ultimately do you do there?
Yeah, so I'm the Lansing Market Director for TriStar Trust. We have 4 offices. We're a wealth management, investment management, financial planning company. And my role is primarily to lead the Lansing office and grow the Lansing office. So I've been there about, actually it's coming in on 7 years, if you can believe it. Time's gone very fast. I've got a great team. It's a lot of fun. And so that's my role, help the Lansing office grow, help more people.
Now, that's what you do on the daily, but you are so much more of a part of this community, and basketball is a big thing, and you're also a leader of a bunch of organizations. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, Lansing is a great place, and I'm very, very proud of the fact that I'm from Lansing. I was born at Sparrow. I've been here my whole life. We certainly welcome in our friends who aren't from this area. We're a very welcoming place, but I take a lot of pride in this area, and I have a lot of pride here, as many people do. And in doing that, you get involved with nonprofits, you get involved with helping the community, and there's a lot of great organizations out there. Too many to help them all, but I do what I can, where I can, and it's a huge part of who I am. I have a lot of fun with that.
Another huge part, basketball.
Yep.
People will probably always assume that you're part of basketball because you're 6'10", but you really are.
Yeah. People ask if I play basketball. I joke that, no, I was a horse jockey. I put my legs down, help the horse run, but then that was disqualified. No, I did play basketball many, many moons ago, so I've got my second hip replacement surgery a couple weeks ago to show for it. I'm getting around pretty well. But.
Yeah. Well, he came into the studio today, and he had a limp, and I thought he was doing a gangster lean. And no. You have hip surgery. You've had both sides too.
Both sides. Yeah. I had a unique basketball injury when I was in high school, and it caught up with me. And but I got great care from great doctors. So now hopefully I can actually put a sock on, without looking like I'm 100 years old.
Well, I want you to brag about yourself because in high school, in basketball, you were a stud. You were an all-state. He was telling me when I was on the phone with him, well, it was okay. It was all-state. I'm like, all-state?
I had a lot of fun with basketball. And it certainly helps in your 6'10". There's no question about that, 6'10" Ben. But basketball has brought me a lot of fun things as a player and as a coach, and now as a dad, with kids who are playing and helping run a youth basketball organization. So I've had a lot of different phases in basketball, and it's been very good to me.
Which you met your wife through basketball, right?
Well, I met my wife through school. Yeah, through our kids going to school together.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Right. Yep, through our kids going to school together. So she's, we had kids at Diamondale. We didn't even know each other.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. I was divorced, and I was going to aftercare pickup to get my daughter from school, and went in one day at kind of a non-normal time when typically I wasn't there. That's when you run into the different parents that you don't normally see all the time. And my daughter Clara was playing with her friend Emma, and someone came to pick up Emma, and then out in the car with Clara, I put her on the hot seat a little bit. Who was that you were playing with, Emma? And what's her name? And took a little bit of research and due diligence to figure out who Emma was, and met her mom. The rest is history. Now Emma's my stepdaughter, along with Alex, my stepson. So.
And you had a total of 5 kids, correct?
5 of us, yeah. Near Brady Bunch blended family. So Clara is 14. She's a freshman at Holt. Emma, also 14, freshman at Holt.
Wow.
Clara's into, she's gotten into lacrosse and swimming. Emma's doing musical, doing figure skating now, so that's new for us. Yep, that's my son wild. Jack is in 7th grade. He's kind of doing the basketball, football, baseball rotation, and my stepson Alex is he's been in Lego robotics. He did cross country for his first time this year. Did great with that. And then my youngest Henry is in 4th grade, and Henry's a little version of Jack, so he's also doing kind of football, baseball, a little bit of basketball.
So you're not busy at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nothing to do. Nothing to do. That's right.
And your wife, Sarah Bakken,
yep.
She's at the Chamber of Commerce, correct?
She is, yep. She's the Director of Talent and Development there. She also runs the Athena program. If you viewers are familiar with Athena, it's a wonderful program involving women leadership and great opportunities there, so she runs that. Loves it. She works with great people. There's wonderful people at the Chamber, and so, yeah, she's very active herself.
That's awesome. Well, let me do something really quick. I have this dumb little game.
Oh, here we go.
It's the Wheel of Questions. This is how high-tech and how much money has been put into this show, by the way, Ben.
Yeah, there we go.
But let me tell you these categories. So there's high school, random, places, this or that. You pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you rather? I brought some cards. Deep questions. Firsts, all-time faves, and you can ask me anything you want.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I want you to see that. Go ahead and spin. Let's see what we got here.
We'll do that.
Let's see what we got.
Should we have like
my very first spin.
music or something like that? There we go. Drum roll.
There it is. What does it say? High school.
High school. Okay.
Let's get back into high school.
All right, let's do it.
And these are going to be fun questions. I promise you that. All right. So your high school, your mascot, your colors.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
So I was a Holt Ram.
Okay.
I was, again, as I said, I was born in Lansing and went to Lansing schools through 6th grade.
Okay.
As the story goes, a bond failed on a tie vote back in May of 87, 88, 89. Chris Vogt, maybe someone can fact check that for us. But failed on a tie vote. Parents said, hey, we're not, the voters aren't voting for the schools anymore. Let's move to the suburbs. So we landed in Holt. And so I started in Holt in 7th grade. Had a great experience there. Yeah, the proud Holt Rams. And now we live in the Holt district. I'm very involved with Holt.
Right, you are.
So, yeah.
Now, it's green and gold, or what are the brown and gold? See, I need your help because I'm not from here.
Yeah, that's right, brown and gold. So tricky colors sometimes, as it goes to, matching. And I don't have any brown and gold on today, I don't think. When I used to coach basketball, though, I coached varsity program, was an assistant there from 04 to 17. I did always wear a gold tie. I'm very superstitious.
Okay, let's get into that.
So you might not know that. I'm very superstitious. And when I was coaching basketball, we won the state championship in 2005. Oh, really, really special experience. Great group of kids. A lot of them are still very close friends to this day. But I'd wear a gold tie. I had a variety of gold ties. And if we lost a game, that gold tie would get balled up and aggressively thrown into a drawer slammed, because you got to catch it in the act or it'll never learn. And I had to think about what it's done for a while, and then it would get sanitized and back in the rotation. But yeah, and then when I stopped coaching, I gifted those ties to other coaches and assistant coaches, where they were in the program. So now I'm limited on my gold ties. Don't have a lot.
Now you won a state championship. Talk about that because, oh man.
Really cool.
I live in DeWitt, and the football team just won.
They did.
Oh man, such a great year.
Steamrolled everybody.
And back in my day, I played in 3 state championships. I lost 2.
Really?
Yeah. so such a special
What
moment.
What did you play?
Football and baseball.
Okay.
Football, we won one and lost one. We went to the state championship my sophomore and junior year.
That was DeWitt?
No, I was in Colorado.
That's okay.
Yeah, so
I
in the
didn't think
Colorado
you were-
Public Centennial, yeah, not from mid-Michigan. That's why this show's going on.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
right.
I want to learn
Get to
more
know
about
us.
you guys. And so winning a state championship is such a great moment.
Oh.
So you felt that before.
Yeah, as a coach, and as a player, my senior year. So a lot of people know Desmond Ferguson,
Okay.
Moneyball. He was my
Oh, yeah.
year. Everett was really good. Sexton was really good.
That's awesome.
I hurt myself. I
Okay.
had a really odd injury where I broke my pelvis and missed my second half of the senior year. And so we didn't make. I didn't get as a player to experience that. Making a long run in high school. But as a coach, we had a really, really special team in 2005, and you'll see a lot of teams that win when they do win state championships. Many times you have a couple really, really high level players, especially in basketball. A kid go to Michigan, or look at like last year, where you had in the semifinals at the Breslin Center and the finals, you had high major D1 kids.
Yeah.
We didn't have that with the 2005 team, but we had a very, very deep team of, I think 13 of the 15 kids on that team, including kids that came up for districts, ended up being college athletes.
Wow.
And a lot of them not in basketball, a lot of football players, multi-sport athletes. I'm a big proponent of kids being multi-sport athletes.
Sure.
So that was a fun team. It was a special run. I'll never forget it. It was probably my best basketball memory.
Yeah.
It wasn't as a player. It was as a coach with that team. Yeah.
What a great. Now, what year did you graduate high school?
1995.
Oh, 94.
You were okay.
Nice.
There
So
we go.
I didn't. Okay,
Okay,
we're
yeah,
there.
that's just
no
about
wonder, right?
just about the same. Yeah.
Now, did you guys have like a chant because you were 95? You'd have like the pep assemblies. Did you guys have like some sort of saying?
Oh yeah. What do we? Well, I mean, we had some really creative cheerleaders. And we had
wait.
great. And
Oh, wait, no, he just told me a story about a really creative cheerleader with a creative sign to help me remember how to pronounce his last name. You got to tell it now.
I didn't come up with this. Let's be clear about that. Again, really creative cheerleaders. Then they did, have great cheers that they did that were catchy. But they did banners for all the players.
Okay.
And then the banners were held up, and they were, big. They were big paper, 3 feet by 9 foot banners that they painted up.
Okay.
And the one year, I think one of the Star Wars movies was coming out. It was someone came out with Bakken.
Nice.
So my last name being Bakken.
There it is.
Clearly, I have a lot of Wookiee-like characteristics, and someone came up with Bakken, and that has stuck forever. And then the other one they came up with, and this was one that I only shared because Jorma said there was a debate on how you pronounce my last name.
Yep.
Bakken is correct. Bakken,
Bacon.
I get them all. So one of the cheerleaders came up with rim rockin', shot blocking, Ben Bakken.
I love it.
Again, I had both of my original hips then, so
Yeah,
I was able
right.
to rock an occasional rim or block an occasional shot. Not today, but so they were creative and came up with that. And still, it'll happen all the time. I'll be out in public, be at an event, and I'll hear someone from 100 yards away, rim rockin', yell at me.
That's
and
hilarious.
I can't escape it. But
And I forgot to say on the wheel of questions, we have 6 questions. We're still in high school. We're only on the third one. What was your overall GPA in high school, Ben? How was it?
Not exceptional.
Not
so
exceptional.
I'm going to encourage my kids to do all their homework and get good grades. It doesn't mean that I necessarily did.
Well, you got to be good in math, right? Because that's what you do for a living.
So math always came very easily to me. I did very well in math. I just didn't probably study as much as I should have in school, or kind of put the work in, sort of thing. Math was always very easy to me. In fact, I went to Kent State, which was the first school I played college basketball at. I broke my pelvis, as we shared.
Right.
Most of my Division I offers went away. My last 3 Division I offers that stayed with me were Kent State, East Carolina, Austin P, and then I guess Air Force also.
Oh, wow.
So I just went to the closest one, which was Kent.
Okay.
And they asked me, what do I want my major to be? And I was a kid that was in basketball brain.
Yeah.
I wasn't really thinking about it. I said, well, I'll do math.
Yeah.
Just math? Yeah, math. So did math for a while, realized I don't want to be a math professor. What am I going to do with this? And then I ended up, my mom worked here locally with a lot of attorneys. She said, you'd be a good attorney. So I went to him and I said, okay, I'll do the attorney degree. Well, undergrad, you can do whatever you want. A lot of people do political science. Okay, I'll do political science. So I ended up getting my undergrad in political science.
Really? Okay.
Even as a math guy, then I realized I didn't want to go to law school when I learned how much you had to read in law school. I don't like reading. I like numbers. Then I went to get my MBA, and that's where I kind of got the finance and went down the math, finance, accounting route.
Now, you went to Kent State, but did you stay at Kent State? Where'd you end up getting that degree in?
Yeah, no. So I was 2 years at Kent State, had a great experience there, a lot of great friends, but I kind of lost the love for basketball in my second year, and so I didn't think I wanted to play anymore. Transferred back to Michigan State. Just as a student, it was the first time that like basketball didn't define me as a person, and that was a big change, you know, just being a student and not being a basketball player. I will say I got invited in to meet with Stan Heath, was an assistant at the time working for Tom Izzo, and they offered me a preferred walk-on spot on the team, which I've always been a Spartan. Yeah, you would have thought that would have been a no-brainer, but I just for those who have played college athletics, you have to have the love and the passion, the drive for it. I didn't at the time. So I passed. I didn't know they were going to win a national championship in a couple years, or maybe I would have said yes. But and then I ended up getting the bug again to play. But I knew my game. I wasn't a Big Ten level player in terms of my ability. So I ended up going to Wayne State, which was a program that stayed in touch with me. Only coach I ever played taller for me, Ron Hammy. He was 6'11". So he liked getting the ball in the post of the big guys. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, you want to go where you know you're going to be appreciated, right?
Exactly.
100%. All right, we're still not done with, what car did you drive in high school, Ben?
Oh, man, that's a good story.
What was it? What was the first?
So it was a 1973 Volvo. And there are several people who could watch this that knew the Beast very well. It was affectionately known as the Beast. Yeah. It was my grandmother's car, my dad's mom. She passed. He had the oldest one of her grandkids that would be 16 first, so she left it to him. It's lived in a barn for a number of years before I got it. The Beast was an iconic car in Holt. It was like driving a brick, literally like driving a brick. Hit a lot of things as a driver learning to drive, and it was always rock solid, very safe car. Would start in any gear, would...
I love that. Would start in any gear.
It was the fan didn't work. You had to get going fast to get the defroster working. And,
that's hilarious.
And then a number of my buddies in the group owned the Beast at one point in time or another. It kind of made its way around the family. So, the 1973 Volvo, that was an iconic one. There were a lot of people familiar with that.
All right, last high school question. What was the music? What were you listening to? What was your band? What was?
Oh. Man, I was
because you and I are living in the same era.
We were, and I was, I lived in Holt, a little bit of a rural community, but I was from Lansing. I was a hip hop and rap guy all the way. Like, just the classic '90s, rap at the time.
Dr.
Dre, Snoop, Tupac, all of it.
And I even got deeper. I even got into Redman. And,
Come on, man.
Yeah.
There was
LL Cool J.
Totally. I was actually talking to someone the other day. When I was at Kent, Coolio did a concert.
Yeah.
I wasn't really excited about Coolio, but the opening act was Farside, and I was a big Farside fan. For those people who remember them. And so went to the concert. Coolio then, as he would do, came out wearing a basketball jersey. It was my basketball jersey.
Wow.
Not like the same number. It was like the one that I wore for games. And I'm guessing... Awesome. And now I'm like, well, that's cool. I guess I'll stick around. And I realized that Coolio probably said, can I have a jersey of like the least sweatiest player on the team?
The cleanest jersey in the locker room.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's Bakken. Yeah.
Well, guess what? We just finished high school. We need to take a quick break. We will be right back. All right, welcome back. We finished high school. Let's go ahead and do another spin of the wheel. This was fun. I'm getting to know you, my man. Go for it. Let's see what we got.
Here we go.
Was that it?
You got to WD-40 this thing a little bit.
Oh, you pick.
Made it full.
So you pick. So you get to pick what category you want to do.
Let's see. How about let's just go random.
Let's
go random.
I'll go random.
Yeah.
These are good questions. Let me get to it.
I love the concept of this show, by the way.
Thank you, man. Do you collect anything?
Man, what's coming to my mind right now, and I don't anymore. I used to collect, if you can call it that, Simpsons episodes.
Okay.
I was a big Simpsons fan, and before you could like buy the
Correct.
DVD box sets, you
Correct.
know, I had 2 VCRs set up in my dorm room in college.
That's hilarious.
And I would program them to record The Simpsons when it was on, and if it was one I didn't have, I would put it on a master VCR, and I would like cut out the commercials by like pausing while we were watching.
Yeah.
And I had like 14 of these, and then you know they would get you hooked because you'd watch a Simpsons episode like 22 minutes, and then immediately The Simpsons, the next one would come on. You thought you were going to be productive that day. Turns out you were wrong. You're watching another episode.
Yeah, and the kids don't have any idea how hard it was to do that back in the day because now they could just watch any episode. When I got a really good job back in the day, and I know what you're talking about, I decided to go to Tower Records and I bought the first 4 seasons of The Family Guy and had all the episodes, and it was like such. Now they're just you could turn on the TV right now and just watch whatever episode you want.
The kids don't know.
They have no
pains
idea.
we went through.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, what is your most prized possession?
Man,
do you have anything in a safe? Do you have it buried, or is it something that's more? See, these are randoms.
These
right?
are random. You know, I don't. I'm trying to think. I owned an old school bus for a while. I'm not going to call that the most prized possession because right now it's basically a storage facility at the side of the. And my wife's going to watch this. I don't know why I'm bringing it up because it's just picking a scab of the bus. That
See, I'm getting you into trouble immediately.
No, you know I guess what I'd say a prized possession like. You know, I love our home. I love where we live. You know, we're out in Diamondale.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a great spot. We got 17 acres. We've
wow. Okay.
It's not a fancy house by any means, but we've got, we've got a pool. We've got a great outdoor grill area. We've got a hill that's perfect for sledding. We'll have you and the kids over. And, you know, where like our summer times are just, we're kind of the place where if people don't go up north for the weekend, they come to our house.
Yeah.
Throw some meat on the grill and we smoke it and we hang out. We just love our summer times. I love the house.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had 17 acres. That's pretty neat.
It's cool. Yeah, we're right on the Grand River. It's a beautiful place.
That's neat.
And so we love the house.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, random. What makes you laugh the most?
Man, I would have said The Simpsons, but that's kind of lame at this point.
Now listen, I love The Simpsons. I get you, man.
I think I quoted The Simpsons this morning at a class I was at, but no, my kids make me laugh the most.
That's
They
awesome.
just my kids, my wife, she's funny. We just try to live life. We try to get laughing hard, and every day. I love the Jimmy Valvano speech, that he gives. Where he says every day, if you can spend time in thought, if you can cry, if you can laugh, that's a full day. I love that. Yeah.
Now, when you go to movies, or in terms of movies, would you rather watch a comedy, or are you more of a thriller guy?
You know what? I'm kind of
Drama?
an embarrassing narrow genre. This would be my dad. He was a big science fiction guy.
Oh,
but
right on.
we love science fiction. My wife humors me, and she loves it too. But we watch a lot of science fiction in the house. In particular, like I get into like post-apocalyptic type science fiction movies, zombie movies, those type of things. But I love a good science fiction movie. That's my favorite genre.
My wife actually and I, we've never seen The Walking Dead, not one episode. We're about ready to start that. We're about ready to binge that.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I thought it was really cool, but I always said like I liked The Walking Dead before zombies were cool. It's a long series, so it's a commitment.
Yeah, it is. I know, right?
If we're looking at a new series that we're going to watch, we're like, okay, if it's more than 2 seasons, like that's a big commitment you're making, But Walking Dead's a good one.
Yeah, but I do love those post-apocalyptic. What was the one that just came on HBO? That was the video game. I don't know if you watched that. Help me out, Brad. Someone help me out. No one knows. It had 2 seasons. I'm wasting time.
No,
Anyways,
there's a couple good ones. Apple's got some good ones.
But
HBO's got some good ones.
those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is with Brad Pitt. What is it, the zombie movie, World War Z?
World War Z, yeah. Although a little hokey. There was the wave of zombies, going up the wall and climbing out. But yeah.
All right, random. Here we go. Have you ever had a nickname?
Well, we already covered
Big,
Chewbacca. We already covered Rimrock and Shop
but you know what?
Blockin'.
Have you ever had? Is it like because those were for fun? I didn't know if there was some like actual nickname you go by, or does your wife call you something all the time, or your kids, or anything like that?
Around the house, my wife and I call each other babe.
Okay.
And then it's just how it is. But then the
Right.
kids, especially I'm a hey babe. That's what she'll
Right.
that's what she'll say as soon as we say that to each
Yeah.
other. But yeah, nope. Those are my go-to nicknames, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the nickname when you're 6'10", you're gonna have probably
6'10"
9.
Ben.
Yeah, you're gonna have 9, 10 nicknames. Probably.
Yeah, that's true. I got a lot of them, but yeah, 6'10" Ben. That's a good way to remember. Yeah.
All right. Who is your all-time celebrity crush?
Oh man.
Is there one?
Oh man. So I don't remember what her name. This is bad. She played volleyball. It was the sand volleyball. It was the
Okay.
two.
Oh, I know.
Carrie Walsh, was that her? I think.
Were
She
they?
was
Are you talking about the Olympians?
the Olympians?
Yeah.
The sand volleyball.
Yeah.
So it was just the height.
Yeah. I was actually gonna bring that up. It's those are qualities that you need, kind of.
It was.
Although
That
Sarah's
was-
not too tall.
She's not tall. No. In fact, I've never really had like a significant relationship with anyone
Yeah.
tall. But I mean, that was always the thing. I mean, my buddies and I, when we were in high school, if there would be a 6 foot or taller girl at the bar or wherever we were at, the buddies would say, "Oh,
Yeah.
Ben, it's a footer."
Yeah.
That's a footer.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
You have
that
to
was-
be the wingman on that one
Yeah,
every
right,
single time.
exactly.
We got 2 minutes to go. Guess what the last one was? Are you superstitious? We kind of already covered that a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than the ties, though, do you like 13 or is that bad?
So I'll
or-
tell you this: Detroit Lions. You're going to have a lot of fans on the show
Okay.
of the Lions watching it, and many people have a jersey.
Yeah.
I own multiple offense jersey, defense
Okay.
jerseys, a special teams jersey, and then what I call an emergency jersey. And so depending on whether the Lions have the ball or not, I will go back and forth
Wow.
between offense and defense. I actually put it out to Facebook Nation because the Lions have been struggling a little
Yeah.
bit. And for the Thanksgiving Day game, I went with Penei Sewell on offense, Dominican Sue on defense, and then Jake Bates on special teams.
Yeah.
But we realized I need a couple more defense jerseys, so we put an order in for those. I've got some coming. Don't worry, Lions Nation. We'll get that figured out.
Yeah, and we got a minute to go. Let's talk maybe at the end about the Lions. We need some help. They're a good team.
They are.
The Packers kind of got our number this year.
Yeah, and they're a good team too. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's great about this season in the NFL is there isn't that undefeated Patriots team or
Yeah.
the Chiefs when they were just steamrolling everybody. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of parity. I think a
Yeah.
lot of different people could win the championship. When it was announced last week that Frank Ragnow was coming back, that was
Yeah.
about the most exciting thing in a while. I'm sorry to hear that with his hamstring won't let him do that, but we've got some injuries, but so does everybody else. We've got all the tools.
Right.
I'm internally confident we'll get it going.
Right. Well, guess what? You were my first guest on the Jorma Duran Show. How did we do? That kind of flew by.
Man, I tell you, you told me 28 minutes. It sounded like a long time. It's
Yeah.
gone.
We should
Yeah.
probably have done a two-parter, but we'll start with one. We'll bring it back for an encore.
After you get to the real guests,
Yeah.
the actual
Well-
leaders in the community, they weren't available, so that's why I'm here.
Again, you're my first guest. Sarah will watch. My dad will watch. That's the two people
That's
that
two.
will
Mom
watch.
will.
But
I got
hey,
three.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're good stuff. Well, good talking to you with man.
This was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
thank
This
you
was
so
fun.
much. And there you have it.